Hi everyone, this is Sunette, and in this video I'm continuing opening up some more dimensions in relation to the difference between existing in constant fear of loss within yourself that creates a very extensive form of mental stress and physical stress, and what happens when you're able to step out of that fear of loss and find yourself. Because what I realized, as I mentioned in the previous video, is within being so obsessed and possessed with my fears of loss, which was about everything and everyone in my life, I had lost myself within the process. So when I first, for a moment, stepped back and focused on me, what of me have I lost within my everyday life, my relationship with people, things, animals, career, money, everything like that, and just took a moment with myself for myself, I realized that there were so many aspects and dimensions, words and expressions of me that I had suppressed, lost touch with. It's not so much that we lose ourselves as much as we lose touch with ourselves. And then stepping out of that fear of loss and, let's say, finding myself again, discovering myself again, and practicing living those words, aspects and dimensions of myself that I lost touch with, I could very clearly walk through all my fears of loss and find solutions for them, direct them, create something with them. So here, what I would like everyone to do that worked for me, but become creative, innovative, play around with it, see what works for you. What worked for me is to, one by one, write down my fears of loss and instead transform my fear of loss into asking myself the question, what can I create? Like, for example, fear of losing a relationship. This is something maybe everyone can relate to some extent or degree, whether siblings, friends, family, partner. If there is a fear of loss existent in that relationship, to rather change your focus and attention to asking yourself, what can I create in this relationship? And so from there, what I did was take an example of a partner. I asked myself, what in this relationship do I enjoy that supports me, that contributes to my life, my process, to them equally as well, to the both of us. And so I geared my mind to more focus on creating those strengths that we have in our relationship, focusing and giving that more attention than accepting and allowing my mind to shift into fear of loss, because I know that the more I'm going to be focusing on fear of losing them, I'm going to then try and control and manage that relationship and me within it, where I then start changing to kind of appease my fear of loss. And that's not good for me, nor my partner, nor the relationship. So once I listed that down, I then, whenever in my everyday life, when a fear of loss came up in relation to my relationship, I would immediately breathe, take a step back and remind myself, no, can't go into this fear of loss. I already know the consequences that's going to play out if I accept and allow myself to focus on fear of loss. So what did I work on within my writing about what words do I want to focus on and create in this relationship? And then I would immediately focus on, like, for example, spontaneity. And in that moment, think about something spontaneous that I can do. And then I live it, I express it, and I immediately do it. I don't wait. So this also, in the same with, let's say, fear of loss of money. That was also quite a constant. And then I realized, in that fear of loss of money, I'm constantly thinking about the fear of loss day in and day out. And that's not allowing me to use my mental and physical time effectively in my everyday life to create something more out of or with and from money, the career, the business, and the path that I was walking, for example. So here, the main point that I'd like everyone to take with you for this video is to see, realize, and understand for yourself the extent to which fear of loss can disempower and limit you into a state of helplessness where you get so trapped in that fear of loss day in and day out. And it takes so much mental and physical energy to kind of, remain in that state of fear of loss, where you can actually use that mental and physical energy you have day in and day out to focus on creativity, solutions, getting things moving, directing, asking for support and assistance. You've just got to, that fear of loss can be quite a force, and you just got to make that decision and really stand up within yourself and say, till here no further. From this moment, I am standing up from this fear, and I'm not going to accept and allow it to disempower me. All right, thank you very much.